Hey guys, Ray from loveyourrv.com. So today I'm going to take my generator apart and do a bit of maintenance to it. This is the Energizer 3200 watt that I got last summer. I did a review of it back then when I first got it, and then promised an update as well on it. So I took it down south to for our snowbird trip and used it whenever I needed it. I actually didn't need it too much. The solar power does pretty good, but it's got about 42 hours on it now. So I'm going to change the oil, check the spark plug, have a look inside, see if any dust is in there, anything wires off or anything like that. Just a general inspection, and then I'll give you an update on how I feel about it now that I've used it traveling for those 6 months. So we'll just start it up here, and I'll warm it up a bit before I drain the oil. Okay, set up to catch the oil. Got like a little container down below. It's this little rubber stopper piece you pull out, and you can see there's a hole there. And then I just need to pull out the oil drain nut, and the oil should drain right into there. At least in theory. Probably go everywhere. So it looked like it was a 10 mil nut. There we go. Yeah, dripping all over the place like I figured it would. Oh well. Seems to be working. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I had to take the generator and tilt it a bit towards me to get all the oil out of the crankcase in there. You can see there's the hole where the nut came out. And here's the shape of the oil. Not too bad. It looks like there's a little bit of dirt in there. It's not totally black or anything though. Nice to get some fresh oil in there. So we'll put this bolt back in there and put some new oil in there. I'll give you this funky little jug. Comes with the generator. The oil fill is way up inside here. That was one of the negatives. I didn't like how deep it was to check the oil and put the oil in. Let's see it way back in here. Access port for the oil is on the side there, and I used 1030 weight. There was a chart in the owner's manual, different weights for different temperature ranges. So 10W30 gave me down to almost -20 and up to 40 Celsius. So I'm always in mild weather, so I just went with 10W30. So next, get the battery compartment cover off, and just check to make sure there's no corrosion on the battery connections. All the wiring is okay. Don't have any debris in there. Everything looks really clean. One stumble I had with the battery is I killed it a couple times by leaving it on for about a few weeks or a month, and that was because I thought this button up here that said power in the stop mode actually turned the battery power off, but it's actually the carb here that turns it off. So I had mistakenly left that fuel open, which wasn't a good thing to do anyway, but yeah, that actually turns the battery power off. So if you leave that open too long, like days is fine, it always restarts, but you know, you get into like a week or so, it can slowly drain the battery off. Here's the heart of the beast. So I'm just going to check the spark plug, and we'll have a look at the air filter, see if it's dirty and needs to be cleaned and re-oiled. There's the air filter. It looks fine. It's saturated with motor oil. can see it's clean. Didn't really use it in too many dusty environments. Most of the time I needed it, it was actually cloudy and it had rained, so I didn't get too much dust going through at all. Up here is where the spark plug lives. Just the electric wire right in there, and they do give you a special wrench to pull that spark plug. So I'll do that and we'll have a look at what it looks like, the electrode on it. Plug doesn't look too bad, no pitting or anything, so I'll probably use it again, just clean that up. Okay, gave it a good wire brushing, cleaned it up, and I set the gap, it says here, between 0.024 to 0.028 of an inch, so I found that on my little gauge here, and I set that for the exact gap. Came in around 0.026. And the manual says tighten half a turn for a new spark plug or an 1/8 to a 1/4 turn for a used. So we're just gonna go. It feels pretty tight to me. I don't want to over tighten it. Let's just see if she'll fire up after that. Final check I'm going to do is have a good look at the spark arrestor on the exhaust output here. But it looks pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have to pull that and clean it yet. It says after about 100 hours, so I'm only at 40 hours right now, so I should be okay. Not sure how I'm going to get that off. If that nut in there is too tight, take this plastic back off. But I noticed there's 2 bolts down here. But the bolts up here holding the handle on, they have tamper-proof Torx screws, it looks like, so I might have to get a special tool for that just to get that off so I can get that spark arrestor out, unless I get some pliers and just reef on it. But anyway, that's for another day. There we go, generator maintenance done. Back to enjoying this beautiful day. So here's my review update after using it for 6 months down south. Let's go with the good stuff. It ran everything in the rig no problem. It has lots of power, can handle anything in our 30 amp rig. No problem there, and even when our batteries are really low, it was able to handle charging them. Was able to handle it at elevation. We were up about near 7,000 feet and it ran fine. Still able to charge everything and run everything. It's easy to start, of course. It's got the push button start and a pull start and the wireless start. It's pretty decent on fuel. If I'm running it flat out, of course it's going to suck back the fuel pretty quick. Might only last 4 or 5 hours, but you're not always running it full out. So I found you get 8 or 10 hours at least on a tank there. I really like that hour readout. The little display there tells you how many hours it's ran, so that's really good for doing your maintenance tasks. Overall it seems durable. I didn't baby it at all. I just threw it in a tool chest in the back of the truck, so it had a lot of bumps and stuff. You know, we drive our truck in the back roads quite often when we're boondocking, and of course the interstate roads aren't very soft either, so it got a lot of bouncing around, no problems there. I like the color. It kind of looks kind of, you know, blends in. People aren't going to notice it as easy as, you know, the red generators or the blue generators or the bright yellow generators. They're obviously a generator, so if you got people that are scoping around, this one might not show up as easy. Now, the stuff I don't like, it seems to vibrate a ton. The plastic covers are all vibrating a lot when that big motor's going, so I don't know how that's going to work out. I have a feeling, you know, screws could come loose and stuff like that. I don't like how much it vibrates. It's heavy. At 100 pounds, it's pretty unwieldy to move around, to get down off the truck, especially our truck is quite tall now, so I found it just near my maximum capacity. Also, it's a little loud. It's not loud on econo mode when there's no load on it, but you start to put a load on it and it gets quite loud. Like, their marketing on their website says whispered quiet, and I have to have a bone to pick with that because it's not whisper quiet. It sounds like a fairly large generator. Not like a construction open frame generator. It's an inverter generator, but definitely it's not a quiet generator for an inverter generator. Like, I compared it to, say, I heard Hondas running, you know, 3,000 watt Hondas, and they were a lot quieter than this one. So overall, I'll give it maybe 6 or 7 out of 10. I can't give it glowing remarks or anything. It seems to work, does the job. It's pretty good priced. I think it goes for in the range of around 800 or 900 American dollars. I think I'm not going to take it again, though. I think I'm going to switch back to my 2,000 watt Champion just because of weight. My Champion runs everything we need. We don't need AC when we're down south, so the Champion can do the job. So I think this one's going to have to stay back at home when we head out on our trip, just because of the weight. I'm at the age now I don't want to hurt my back, so that's that. Anyway, until next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Cheers, everyone.